Hello and welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I am Connor Williams and we are back with our pre-match show. In case you don't know and you've not read the title, it is for Everton's upcoming game away at Huddersfield in the Carabao Cup, otherwise known as the League Cup. Previously was the Capital One, the Carling. It was something else. Not Papa John's. Something else as well in between that. But the Capital One Cup nonetheless. We've already got a couple of people in the chat. Charles Richard at 11 a.m. So he was keen. He put a must-win game. Yeah, I'd say that. R2 Trappy, nice to see you, mate. Come on, the Blues. I think every cup game's a must-win game. To be honest, every game ideally is a must-win game because you want to win every game. But every cup game, apparently Rafa Benitez has a reputation for taking the cups quite seriously. Jamie Carragher in the past has said that realistically, he said Europe would be good for Everton, but a domestic cup would be fantastic. I would prefer a domestic cup gets you into the Europa League. I would be happy to do it that way, just because I think the top four right now is a bit of a challenge to break into. Tez Tickles has put, we should have enough talent to turn them over, but it'll be a tough game. Yeah, I think we should be able to see them out. I don't want to, tempt fate or, jinx us, but we have got enough quality and I think he'll rotate. If you haven't, it's a bit late now because we'll kick off in about an hour, but if you haven't, I did do a prediction for the starting 11 and I did predict quite a rotated squad today, just because we've not got a massive amount of squad depth and we need to manage our players properly. Marcel Brands 1878 put hi. I very doubt that's the director of football. Nice to see you, mate. Joshua's put what's up, y'all. Not much, mate. Not much. Wormy's put sup, guys. And R2 Trappy put what's the match on. I don't think it's televised. I don't think Sky. I thought it'd be on Sky, but I'm not too sure. I can have a look for you now, though. Give it a quick Google, but I don't think it is televised. I don't know what game Sky have got, to be fair. In all honesty, they've probably got, I don't know what the fixtures are other than us, but they've probably got something else on Sky. I don't think we're televised, but you can probably find it on the internet, is the way forward in all of this. When people ask me this, that's my go-to. You can probably find it on the internet. I hope we start Tom Davis. Mitchell Smith's put, we start Tom Davis. I think we will. I think we will start Tom Davis. I think he'll go with Shabamin and Tom Davis in the middle, just because I think the way Alan and Decore have played the last two games, they've been very intense. There's a lot of running involved for them. I think we could probably do with resting them. And I think Tom Davis and Shabamin will do a perfect job. And I'm quite excited. I don't know about you guys, but I'm actually quite excited to see Shabamin play. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Who do you guys want to hopefully want in the lineup, which will be out in a minute? Who do you want to see? Also, hello to Philip Mason, who's joined the chat. Tez Tickles has put there how you can watch it. Keen to start up top today from James Brinkley. I think so, mate. I think he will start. I don't know if he'll go up top. He'll either be up top or on the wing. And that's heavily dependent on how good Dominic Calvert-Lewin's toe is feeling. Apparently, he's still got a knock on his toe. I mean, if he can play, I think he'll play him. I think he'll rest Richarlison 100% because Richarlison's played a lot of games in the last 3 months. So I think he'll rest him. But I think Moise Kean will start today, and I feel like Benitez might see it as a shop window. I wouldn't be opposed to him playing on the left or up front. I hope he has a better game. I'd love for him to score and just have a really good game and really kick on. Wormy's put Dobbin or Gordon. Yeah, we could see Dobbin as well. Dobbin's had a really good pre-season. And Anthony Gordon, I think will play. I think Anthony Gordon will play the right or left. Moise Kean and Gordon either side of the wings, depending on which one is their preferred foot. I think that will be the way that Everton set up. We should hopefully have the lineup. We do. So the lineup is as followed. We've got Asmir Begovic in goal, which I said on the prediction video. John Joe Kenny at right back. Holgate and Michael Keane. I said no to Michael Keane. I said I wouldn't start him. Branthwaite, so he could be going 5 at the back here because Branthwaite's made his way on there. Nkunku, Tom Davis and Jabamine are the centre mids. And you've got Iwobi, Townsend and Moise Keane. So on the benches, Lonergan, Digne, Mina, Coleman, Decore, Gomez and Gray. So he just full out, no Richarlison, no DCL. I did think he was going to rest one of them or 2 of them. Didn't think he wouldn't include them on the bench though. I sort of hope for his sake we don't have a banana peel because they're our main firing power. And there's no one to really, other than Damari Gray, there's no one on that that's attacking minded on the bench either. So it is fully up to Moise Keane tonight. Mitchell's put the lineup as well. Wormy's put in Nkunku, yes. Moise, Gordon, Townsend up front. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I hope it goes well for Moise Keane, not just because obviously we'd win. I think he needs a good performance. And also, I think that I just think it'd be massive. Iwobi, I'm surprised he's playing, but we don't have a lot of wingers. A lot of you are saying Mitchell's put shame about Gordon. Yeah, it is a shame. I genuinely thought Anthony Gordon was going to get a game. I've heard the club are trying to loan him out as well. So it would have made sense to play him because, again, shop window, although not really shop, but loany window, or at least I thought he'd make the bench at the least. Our bench doesn't look very good, to be fair. It looks really, really defensive and just not very good. Damari Gray's our only attacking player. You could have put Anthony Gordon on there instead of I don't know, Coleman maybe, because we're playing a 5-back anyway, and technically Holgate could play right back if Kenny got injured. I'm not keen on the 5-back either. I think that's a bit weird, but who am I to question it? I thought we were going to go with the 4-2-3-1 that he quite likes, but he's clearly changed it up for this. But yeah, I'm a bit gutted about Anthony Gordon. It's nice to see Branthwaite get a game. It was interesting to see what team he was going to pick because we were wondering if he'd give youth a go. And Nkunku and John Joe Kenny and Branthwaite sort of aimed at yes. Anthony Gordon, I don't know. I did see from Paddy Boyland on Twitter that Ben Godfrey had gone. Obviously, I don't know what happened there because he's not in the lineup or in the squad at all. That's a shame as well. I was hoping to see Godfrey, which is a real shame. I hope he rates Godfrey. I hope it is just isolation and a knock or whatever. I hope it's that he doesn't rate him because he's one of our better centre backs in all honesty. Playing Michael Keane again. I hope for Michael Keane and Benitez's sake, there's no mistake that leads to a goal because that will turn quite nasty quite quickly. The fact that it'll be free, he'll have a hat-trick of bad games. And people will then start going, as bad as it is on Michael Keane, why'd you keep picking him? I wouldn't have picked him. Philip Mason, Tez Tiggles has sorted you out there. It's 7:45 kickoff. But yeah, I wouldn't have played Michael Keane. I think after the 2 mistakes, he needs to drop out the side a little bit. I'd have played Godfrey, got a proper look at him. Bearing in mind, Benitez probably hasn't seen a lot of him due to him isolating. But, other than that, it's a good enough squad, I think, to see off Huddersfield. I can get their lineup now. I don't think they've got anyone of note. I think Umar Niasse left a while ago. So we'll have to have a look at that. It is at Huddersfield, which is the only other thing. Obviously, it might be tough going there. We've got an all right head-to-head with them, though. We've won 4 and only drew 1 in our games against them. I don't fear Huddersfield, in all honesty. But I'm a little bit, are you guys disappointed not to see Anthony Gordon? Are you disappointed not to see Ben Godfrey? I'll try and find why Paddy Boyland of The Athletic tweeted that Godfrey was in the squad when he wasn't. Maybe it's a last-minute pull. a pull out from him or something. I hope not, because that would then, that would make me think that it's something serious. But we'll have to wait and see. Let me have a look. And normally, I quite like Paddy Boylan. He's normally on the money as well, so it's a bit strange. If you guys didn't see as well, Jal Virginia has left the club on loan with an option to buy today. He's another one I would have liked to see play in this game, just something else. But it's not meant to be, unfortunately. And he's gone out on loan, and hopefully we'll have a very, very good loan spell. I think he's deleted the tweet now, but yeah. And also Thierry Small has signed for Southampton today, which means we are due some compensation. I think it's in the fee of $5 million. Patrick Boylan said he was in the Everton squad tonight, but not in the 18. I guess that's it. And apparently Anthony Gordon's is going to be loaned out, hence why he's not there. So that explains two at least. Well, it doesn't explain Godfrey. I thought Godfrey, would play, and I'm quite sad to see that he's not. I'm going to look at some of you now, though. Wormy's put Gordon, Prob's going out on loan then. Yeah, I think so, mate. It looks that way. I know the club were trying to get him out on loan. It'd be good if he sort of got a loan at a club that would play him, because at Preston, I've got a couple of mates who are Preston fans because I went to uni there. And apparently he'd have a really good game or a good cameo from the bench or whatever. But then then he just wouldn't be played again. Which I said to my mate is very reminiscent of his Everton time. Like he'll play a game, he'll play really well. Fans will be like, "Oh God, he looks really good," and then we won't see him again, and nobody can put their money on it. Why he can play well and then not get in the team the next week. It's a real strange one. James Brinkley's put like the sound of it. Me, except for Michael Keane, always has a mistake in him. I think for his sake, and also because the last thing you want is pitchforks out this early in. He can't make another mistake tonight. And if he does, the blame is on him, but also on him being picked as well, because I personally would have dropped him. I would have played Godfrey over him, in all honesty. Mitchell Smith's could just have played Holgate and Brantford. It would have been a decent job. Yeah, I don't know why he's gone for a free centre-back formation, a 5-back. I mean, the optimists will call it a 3-back. I'm guaranteeing it'll be a 5-back. I think that's quite defensive as well against the Championship club, and something that could have been avoided, but we'll have to. I think we'll still get the job done regardless. I just think it's slightly defensive-minded. Inky's put rest in peace, Charlie Watts. Rest in peace to Charlie Watts. Wormy's put where's Ben Godfrey? I don't know, mate. Paddy Boylan of the Athletic said he got in the squad, he just didn't get in the 18. I don't know. I really hope Benitez rates him, because I think I speak for everyone when I say every fan rates him. And he's one of our better centre-backs. He's got a lot of pace as well. So I hope it is the Benitez rates him, and he's not, and it's nothing more than just, he's just not making the squad. Maybe he's going to appear on Saturday or next weekend, this weekend coming up. Maybe he's going to appear there, so he's being rested. That's something we've got to think about. So, the optimist in me says it's because he'll play alongside Mina at the weekend. Inky's put Gordon linked with a loan move to Championship clubs at the moment, might be tired from travel. Yeah, that's another possibility. I just would have liked to see him, and I think he'd have been good, for people at Championship clubs to see him play. Philip Mason's also put rest in peace to Charlie Watts. Inky's put Holgate captain in the squad. I mean, it's a bit of when we don't have a significant senior player, we do tend to swap around who we captain. Holgate's tonight. I'm surprised it wasn't given. I mean, who else would you give it to in that lineup, though? Maybe Michael Keane, but he's had a couple of injuries, so it's a bit, Tom Davis has captained us before, though. A couple of managers like giving it to Tom Davis. That was always an option. I think Marco Silva was the first to captain him, wasn't he? Marco Silva quite liked him. Inky's put, I think Benitez is being risky, only naming one recognised striker. Yeah, I think it's a really risky bench. Maybe that's why he's going with the 5 back for insurance. But I think it's really risky as well, mate. Only Damari Gray on the benches are on as an attacking option. We really can't afford a banana slip because it's gonna. And this is Moise Kean, who, as much as I want him to succeed, I've not seen anything of him in an Everton top to convince me otherwise. I know he had an all right run at PSG, but I'm not going to lie, if I was playing in that PSG squad, I think I would get some goals, and that's just because of how good their squad is. Not taking anything away from Moise Kean, I do think there's a good player in there somewhere. You've just got to sort of unlock his ability and sort of maybe appease him if he has got an attitude problem or sort that out. But I do think he's got a lot of potential. I am a fan of his potential. I just hope he one day at least gets an inkling of it, or we see an inkling of it. I think he's also put a lot of the fact Branthwaite's going to start. He was good at pre-season. Yeah, I'm glad Branthwaite's getting a start. He's a decent lad. He's very tall as well. And this is the best way to start getting our youth through as well. I know with Thierry Small going today, there were a couple of people going, this is the problem. There's no advancement from the youth squad to the first team, or the academy's failing. And it basically winds down to, we need to see more players giving chances and being developed to an extent where the manager of the first team goes, they can break it into the squad. And this is the best way to do it, playing them against I'm going to say inferior opposition in league games like the FA Cup and the League Cup, where you're against, teams from a couple of leagues below. That's the best way to integrate them into the squad for me. Wormy spot maybe keeping Godfrey and Mina for the Prem. I hope so, mate. I think you might have typed that as I was saying it. I really hope so. That's the optimist in me. Inky's put Godfrey's one of our best. A couple of you reckon he might be saved for the weekend. Mitchell Smith's put, we have Brighton, who could be tricky. Yeah, Brighton seems to be on a bit of a roll, don't they? I must admit, I'm really glad to see them so far doing well. I really like Graham Potter, and I like his style of play. It's no hidden secret. When we were managerless, I was quite a big campaigner for him. C'est la vie, que sera. But hopefully they do lose at the weekend because I don't like him that much. I hope we win. But Brighton will be a tricky game, so maybe that is a case. A lot of you seem to be thinking maybe Godfrey's not playing because he's being saved for the weekend, and I do hope that is the case. Wormy's put can't not rate Godfrey because he's a centre-back who's comfortable playing left centre-back. And he can play left-back as well, and right-back. He can play anywhere. Inky's put Iwobi 100%. He can play DM as well, by the way. Iwobi deserves a start tonight, get a goal, lad. Yeah, do you know what? Iwobi starting tonight, he could really push on, get a couple of goals, confidence booming. He'll probably then potentially play at the weekend as well. Iwobi's another one I really would like to see. I've not seen enough of him in an Everton top, but I do really hope he's can get some sort of I just want to see him succeed. From a personal, just for him, but also for the club because we spent a lot of money on him. Inky's also put he captain Tom Davis. Yeah, I would have captained him because he's held the armband before. Mitchell Smith's also shared that feeling, that sentiment. That was the word I was looking for. Inky's put Marco captained them against Rochdale, a 3-1 win, and Palace draw. Marco Silva did really seem to like him. A couple of managers, every manager we've had has quite liked him. Maybe Bob Benitez because Alan and Decore are our best two centre mids, and when we're playing as a free, maybe then Ancelotti really liked them as well. Wormy's buzzing and Nkunku's starting. I really am as well, mate. Especially because when he plays well, and he just looks attacking, doesn't he? He looks a bit fearless going forward. I just don't see where the goals are coming from tonight from Sib 754. Hopefully Moise Kean, mate, maybe Iwobi. But I'm a little bit concerned on the lack of attacking option. But to be fair, DCL apparently still got a toe injury. Richarlison really does need a rest. And then after that shows how poor our depth is. I think because we're after a right back and we all want a right back, we're underestimating now. Our squad is seriously deflated. Inky's put Godfrey and Hammers are missing out as they only started training yesterday. Hammers had talks with someone from Milan apparently. Well, that would make a little bit of sense. Godfrey would then be good for the weekend. James Rodriguez, I think, is going to go. And once he goes, I think we'll start bringing players in. So every cloud, silver lining and all that. Wormy's put Moipai won't play for Brighton. Is that because he's picked up cards or is he just linked with a flat and move away? Or because I'm not too sure. Shabamin in. Oh, the stream moves fast. Aidan John Sullivan's put Shabamin in the squad. Excited to see what he can do after all this time. I am as well. I really hope he succeeds as well. I hope they all do well tonight, but I hope he succeeds as well because I can't remember a player with as bad luck really as coming to your new team, injured for a season nearly, play again, injured for a season nearly. It was looking a bit bleak. Hopefully he plays really well. And from what I've seen of him at pre-season, he looks to be really good. Really excited to see him. Inky's put, I predict it'll be 3-0. Townsend Keane, a Wobinho assist, and Davis or Gray late on. I hope so, mate. I wouldn't mind those goal scorers either. I'd like a Wobie to get a goal, maybe instead of Townsend. But I mean, I'm not going to complain. Who's going to complain at a 3-0 win? And Wormy's put Moyes is going to terrorize Huddersfield. I hope so. I feel like if he has a good game, because I mean this in the nicest way to him, but obviously his dream move didn't come off. And now it looks like he's being told, well, listen, nobody really wants you. Your options are to stay at Everton. And that's it. Hopefully he sort of knuckles down now and plays really well. Because there is a good player somewhere in there, I believe. There's a reason, that he was highly rated. And Kunku and Iwobi to assist from Inky, possibly. Ethan, no Gordon on the bench because he might be going out on loan, is the rumours. Hence his, lack of his appearance tonight. I would have liked to see Anthony Gordon play, though. But it's one of them, isn't it? It's one of them. We'll have to wait and see. Wormy's put still no right back is a joke. I think once James goes, we'll see someone come in, even if it's that Buta. I think we are literally in a position where we have to get one out the door before anyone can come back. And Rodriguez's wages, and if we can get like a 15 million for him, would be brilliant. That Buta, I think, is going to be less than 5 million. So you could probably get him in and maybe a couple more. It will be bargain basement, looking at stats, seeing players that perform who aren't high rated players for big fees because of financial fair play. But to be fair, I'm not against that because we've spent big in the last couple of windows and it's got us nowhere. So maybe this is where we need to go back to buying, really good players that aren't high rated. The days where we had like Nikita Jelavic and stuff like that. Tim Cahill was bought at a low price. The days of when we used to buy really good underrated players for quite cheap and they end up being really good for us was fantastic. When he got injured, looked like a dislocated shoulder for Moipai. Well, that's good because I think they've got Aaron Connolly, haven't they? Which, if you don't remember him, he was the one who Michael Keane, if I'm not mistaken, accidentally stood on his foot and the ref gave a penalty for it. And he went down, like most players do in the Premier League. But the ref gave a penalty, and it was literally the fact that Michael Keane had accidentally stepped on his foot. Wormy Spoons put, we're linked with a guy from the Bundesliga for Inky's put for 5.5 million. Inky, do you have a name? Just out of curiosity, because it looks like Correa's not happening. Yeah, like Inky said, Correa. It looks like he wants to go to Inter Milan, and we are after Hop as well. I think that's who we'll see in. I think we'll see a right back, so like Buta. I think we'll probably get Hop once we've got money, and then I think the next one it's just up for grabs. Whatever happens, whoever's about is about for it. Uninstall LinkedIn with Fulham. Anthony Gordon's been linked with Craven Cottage according to the London Star. That would be good for him. I mean, he'd be linking up with Marco Silva, wouldn't he? But Fulham would be really good for him. I think that'd be a good move. I'd quite like to see him at Craven Cottage. They're doing quite well, Fulham, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they're doing quite well. I think they're third, possibly, in the Championship, which is, no mean feat. No, they're first. I stand corrected. They are first. They're 10 points. They are tied with West Brom and Stoke, but they have more goal difference. I'd quite like to see Fulham do well. I'd quite like to see Marco Silva do well. I know it didn't work out for us, and at times he looked a bit hapless, but I actually really liked him in terms of the fact he was a nice guy. Probably too nice as well, because another reason that, certain people didn't like him was he wasn't, he didn't have a bite when it came to media stuff. I think I only seen him bite once, and it was over bookings that Everton had got. But other than that, he just seemed maybe too nice of a guy. But Wormy's put, I like the look of Patterson. Big gamble if we get him as they're playing Harwell. Yeah, I saw Gerrard laughing at the bid. But he will always play second fiddle. He'll play second fiddle to Tavernier till he leaves. He's 30 now, so he's probably got in the Scottish League probably got a couple more years left. I think we'll end up getting him. I just don't think we'll get him for 5 million. I think we're going to end up getting him for like 10, something nearer to that line. Inky's put, I think Connolly would be a good move if we got him from Brighton. Not going to happen now. I just meaning I think Connolly will probably play up front for Brighton at the weekend if Moypai's injured. He looks to be okay, but I think Brighton really highly rate him. Wormy, Pereira's gone to, I can't remember the name. It's a Saudi Arabian club for quite a lot of money. So I don't think we'll be getting him. But if Correa doesn't want to come, I understand that sentiment, and I don't think he does want to come. I think he wants to wait and see what Inter Milan decide, which sounds awfully familiar, doesn't it? Everton and Inter after a same player, and the player wants to wait until Inter Milan make their mind up. I think we've heard that one before, and it doesn't go well to us. Wormy's put Tavernier is a loon, high goal scorer from right back, loads of assists. Yeah, I've heard he's meant to be really, really good. They definitely won't be getting rid of him. But it does mean that Patterson probably isn't going to get that many games. You can't take him out of the squad. So I think we just need to up the price. I think that's what Rangers are after anyway. Slightly higher price. But I think we will get him once James Rodriguez has left the club. Looking at the game tonight though, apparently, I mean, it's definitely a 5-back. One site I saw put it as a 4-2-3-1. I'm not even going to explain why all of that is wrong. But apparently, I've got Huddersfield's lineup, so I'll read that out for you just in case you're interested. We've got Lee Nichols in goal. We've got Tom Lees, Matthew Pearson, and Naby Sarr as the 3 at the back. We've got Sorba Thomas on the right, Harry Toffolo on the left, Dwayne Holmes, Alex Vallejo, Scott High, and then we've got Daniel Sinani and Fraser Campbell. So there is one name that we one name that I reckon. I know Lee Nichols as well, but Fraser Campbell is a very been around a very long time. And then they've got Roland Aarons on the bench, who is a very high-rated youngster, or was a very high-rated youngster a couple of years ago. I think that sentiment might have now sort of disappeared on him. But he's one to watch. He was very highly rated. Like I said, a couple of seasons ago, there seems to be quite a big buzz about him. I think he used to play for Sampdoria, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the correct club. I think I'm on about the correct player as well, hopefully. Trying to look up now on a couple of other sites that think they've got our prediction right. They're all saying 4-2-3-1 with Tom Davis as the cam, Brampthwaite as the left back, and Nkunku as CDM. I'm going to go as far as to say that these websites are absolutely awful at trying to guess our formation. And because we've stopped doing them out in those pitches where we used to have the formation, Everton used to do them, I think it was a couple of seasons ago. Because we've stopped doing that, it really is just a matter of trying to guess, which I kind of miss. I quite like it when you get teams that do their team list in the formation they're going to play. I think it helps the fans a little bit. But I completely understand that they might not want to give away to the opposition so quickly. Mitchell Smith's hop as a backup would be good. He looks a proper. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I will say about Hop is, from what I can see and a bit of research I've done from him, on who scored and stuff like that, and from stuff I've watched, I mean, like, that's highlights, so always take them with a pinch of salt, because highlights can make anyone look good. The only thing I will say is he's not like Calvert-Lewin. You can't play in the air to him. Apparently his aerial ability is not very good, so Benitez would maybe have to change it up a little bit. So, I think he's put James rejects Toon, claiming he doesn't want links, no sport direct. Is that I can't tell if that's a joke. But yeah, I don't think James Rodriguez was ever going to go. If he'd turned down us to go to Newcastle, I would have been really, really shocked, a little bit very insulted, but shocked. Like Wormy said, he was never going to go there. If he'd gone to Newcastle, you could tell his career was really on the down. I think he's put Naby Sarr's insane. He's an actual baller, linked with Lyon and Lille for 30 million. Very good player. Interesting. Well, maybe he's another one we'll have to be careful of. And I didn't think you were talking of Ismaili Sarr, mate. Don't worry. Ismaili Sarr is very, very good and also plays for Watford. But no, Naby Sarr might be quite interesting. Wormy's put Everton has scored a goal against us for whatever that's worth. Yeah, I saw our link with him yesterday, and I thought that is so us. Like, it's definitely one of those conversations where they've gone, who was that lad that scored against us last year for Sheffield? He was quite young, wasn't he? And someone's gone, oh yeah, it's Daniel Jebbison, and someone's gone, oh yeah, we've got to get him because apparently he's very highly rated as well. He did get a goal against us, but our home form last year, and players scoring on their debut against us is pretty much written in the stars. So, I don't know if that's a reflection on him or really a reflection on us. Wormy's put Malang Sarr, who we could get for a free last window. Too many Sarrs. There are a lot of Sarrs recently in football doing the rounds. Inky's put, according to French journalist, PSG are going to go for Keane, 37 mil. According to a French journalist, I thought they were after Richarlison. I thought they were going to, once Mbappe goes, they were going to move their attentions to Richarlison. Who, by the way, I hope we don't get rid of, and it's certainly not this window. Jeez, that would put us in a bit of trouble. Just because I don't think we'd get enough time to get a proper replacement. We'd end up panicking and spending the money. But I don't think we will. I think Richarlison will end up staying with us. For this season at least, I think he owes, and I know people will go, he doesn't know it. He does owe the club, I think, to a certain degree because of how accommodating the club have been with his Olympics. Kuna going to Atletico Madrid. Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to get him. I saw people saying Agent Richie, but as soon as I saw Atletico Madrid were after him, it was pretty obvious where he was going to go. We're just throwing 5 million at whoever we can. Yeah, I think I'm a little bit worried that that's the case now. We're starting to throw little amounts of money and see who will come for that. Maybe Hop just needs a bit of big dunk training. Did DCL the world of good from Mitchell Smith? Possibly. I mean, it depends on his style of play, though. If he's not that type of player and he's better off as a different type, you don't want to sort of take away the good stuff in him. So if he's a bit quicker, maybe he's a bit more of a pressing forward. You don't want to turn him into a target man if he's not. And the biggest one is as well, it depends on his physical attributes. My biggest worry being that I don't know his height, but if he's small, he's not going to be a very good aerial threat for us. I'll have a look now at how tall he is on who scored. They should have that, ideally. He's 191 centimetres for whoever can put that into, I hate that everyone uses centimetres and not feet. He's 6'2". Oh, so yeah, you never know. Under big dunk, he might be able to become a bit more of an aerial presence. The fact that he's 6'2" and isn't very good in the air is a bit odd because you'd assume a 6'2" footballer would be somewhat good in the air. and that's not exactly small. I think he's put PSG have no interest in Richie. They won't be able to afford him due to the La Liga transfer rules. Good, because they're already buying everyone. There's not many other people that he wouldn't buy. Sheffield United one is Jefferson, who scored against us last year in that 1-0 defeat at Goodison Park. I've not seen a lot of Jefferson other than that one game, and his goal, if I'm not mistaken, was a tap-in, which was a tough game for us. Very tough game. But other than that, I don't think he's played a lot of games. So, I don't know, though. I don't watch a lot of Sheffield United in the Championship either. So I might be wrong. He might have been playing all their games, but to my knowledge, he hasn't been. But yeah, out of curiosity, guys, don't forget to let us know who what you think the score prediction will be tonight, and drop us your scorers as well. I'm always interested to see who you guys think will score. So drop them in the comments as well. And if we can just say, don't forget to like this stream, guys. It massively helps the channel out, and I really appreciate it. And I know everyone else here at the Toffee Blues appreciates it. So if you could drop a like on the stream, that would be brilliant. But let us know the score predictions, the scorers. Now we've seen the full lineup and we've talked a little bit about it. And we'll have a look through a couple of them. Inky's put Jefferson's decent one-on-ones, but aerial and dribbling is a bit of a toddler still learning to walk. One-on-ones we could really do with that type of player, but if his dribbling in aerial's not very good, then he's a bit one-dimensional, and you're not going to get into one-on-ones if dribbling's bad. Wormy, that's my problem, mate. He looked good, but he was against us. Mitchell Smith's asked, what would you rate Benitez's play style as out of 10 so far? I'd give it a 7. I'd give it a 7 as well. Wormy said it's better than Ancelotti's style. I'd give it a 7 or an 8 as well, probably a 7. It's very aggressive. It's very direct. It's how I think Everton should play football. It's how I like football as well. I like direct. I like aggressive. I like getting in the face of the opponent, passing it, whether it's out to the wings or down the middle, just getting it to the wings. And I don't mean long ball. I just mean direct. No messing it around the back. Get it out to your wingers, down, crosses, anything you can. Just get the ball into the mixer and goals will come. So I really rate Benitez's style so far. It looks to be quite promising, doesn't it? It looks to be quite promising. I hope it is anyway. I know I was quite pessimistic at the start of the season, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. Moza036 has put 3-1 to us. Jabamin, Keane, and Keane getting a couple. I would really like to see Moise Keane get a couple of goals. Jabamin as well. That'd be really nice on his return to us. I hope he manages the full game. I think he'll probably swap him just to keep him all right, but I hope he gets the full game as well. I think that'd put a lot of any worries I have that he might get injured again away. Wormy's put we attack. I forget you could do that. Yeah, that's the other thing I really like under Benitez. We attack. I think the first game at the start of the season proved we're not to be built out from the back. Michael Keane is not very good with that type of pressure on him. I think we're best just get it out midfield, wingers, cross it in. This direct style of play is really good. Inky's put Correa wants out of Lazio, doesn't mind coming here, but he prefers Inter. I think he's going to go to Inter, in all honesty. Regenis David's put Bora Bora. Fala Portuguese Macho. I don't speak Portuguese, mate. I'm really sorry. But he's put Everton wins. I've that one. I can share that one with you, mate. We hope Everton win as well, mate. But yeah, sorry, no, my Portuguese is not very good, unfortunately. Which is a bit of a pain because Richarlison tweets a lot, and I always have to translate it, and I'd love to be able to read it. But luckily Twitter has a translate option for me. Mitchell Smith's put agree with 7 or 8. It's definitely better than Carlo's boring football. Yeah, I think it's a lot better as well. It's exciting. It gets the fans up. And from what I can see, Goodison, when we played at Goodison Park as well, fans really do like it. And when we played away as well, because our away support is always very, very good. It's exciting, and I think that's what the fans need. They need sort of exciting football, but aggressive football as well. Inky's put, imagine if Shabamin scored a screamer. I'd love that. I would really like that. Mitchell Smith's put, the best thing I've seen from Rafa is how we've changed the system at half-time to win, something Ancelotti would have never done. Yeah, that I was, like I said, I was a pessimist at first, and I'm one of the doubters that he's got to turn around. Not because of his links with any other football team, just because I was a bit concerned about his style of play, because I had it down that he was going to be defensive, sit back, a bit like Ancelotti. But from what I've seen of him so far, he's proven me wrong, which I'm happy to admit. And I was really impressed with the fact that he went in at half-time against Southampton, clearly told the lads, this isn't good enough, changed the system, and we came out and won the game. And that is the sign of a great manager, someone who can, change the game, isn't afraid to change their tactics. His game management is very good. I think that's a sign of a good manager. And I hope he does prove me wrong. I'm not a spiteful person. I want Everton to do really well. And if he's the man to do that for us, fantastic. And from what I've seen, like I said, really impressed with him. Really impressed with the manager. Wormy's part, I don't worry about his tactics, but our squad depth is worrying. Yeah, I think that'd be the problem, mate, for a while until we manage to get signings in, which is only going to happen if we get people out. So you could argue even that's counterproductive slightly. So we'll have to see it. But the squad depth is something that I think over time could end up hindering the squad, like Everton as a whole. Moss has put, like Rafa said only 6 weeks ago with the squad, only had 6 weeks of squad, solid start, good platform. Yeah, he's done really well in the short time. And like Wormy has just mentioned, he has got to work with the squad he's working with is a bit tough in the terms of it's very short. There's a lack of depth in our squad, so it'll be very interesting to see how it does. Hopefully we can get some more players in. Otherwise, our squad's going to be bare bones with a couple of injuries, and I don't think that will be his fault. But that could end up leading to a couple of bad results, and you never know how people are going to react to that. That wouldn't be his fault, by the way, and I wouldn't be criticising him because that's tough, and no manager would be able to do well with bare bones. But we need to get some players in, I think. Inky's put clubs Yebison is linked with Everton, Sunderland, Charlton, Accrington, Bolton, Preston, Wickham and Norwich. I think out of all of them, we are probably the most attractive one. And then at a push Norwich because they're Championship, because they're Premier League, but I think they'll go back down this season. So, Regeni's put Speak, Bora, Galera. Inky's also put PSG have made no contact with Richarlison or his representatives. Yeah, I don't like. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he'll go this window because I don't think they can afford. Apparently, they're waiting for Mbappe to go, and the last time I checked, Madrid were after him and look likely to get him, which will be very good. I'd like if any team was to get him, I'd hope it's Madrid, just so we don't hear. Him to Liverpool, silly shouts ever again. But I think Richarlison will stay this season 100%. Fingers crossed, and I think he sort of has the attitude where he knows what the club did for him. And like Wormy said, he's going nowhere. I think he'll be here for this season. And I think what we do this season will heavily depend on what he does next season, aka if we can win a cup or get European football. Well, to be fair, if you win a cup, you get European football. I think that would convince him to stay. Mitchell Smith put, what he's done with the wage control is also something really what needed. Removing our high wage Deadwood, replacing them with Townsend, Megovic and Gray, all on low wages. Yeah, I mean, hopefully we can get rid of a couple more. I mean, I really do like James Rodriguez, but I don't think he wants to be at Everton anymore. And And apparently Benitez doesn't want it. I think it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I think Benitez isn't keen, but I don't think James Rodriguez wants to be at Everton. And just because if you did, you wouldn't put stuff like, I don't know who my team are playing at the weekend on your Twitch. That's really disrespectful, I feel, to the club. And it's just work pride, mate. I know what some things that like where my employer does, I keep them interested, just for the sake of it. I'm interested in what they do, even if it doesn't affect me, and he should be as well. You should be, especially in a football club. It heavily dependent. If they win, they go up the table. You should take an interest in what your club's doing. Fernando Gaitan, I'm going to pronounce that like the footballer. Said, unfortunately, we are waiting for James, but again, can't see him this time. We can't see him this time. Does anybody know what's going on? I think he's going to go, Fernando, mate. I think he's probably going to leave. Somebody, I think it was Inky, said that he's had talks with AC Milan representatives. I don't think he's going to play again. I think we've had James Rodriguez at Everton, and I think he will move on. Silver linings, I think then we will start seeing a right back come in, whether it's Patterson or Buta, and then we'll see maybe Hop come in. We will see more players coming in once they leave. So JJ727 YT, you can Google, mate. Someone put it up earlier in the live chat, a way that you can watch it. You can Google how to watch it, because I know it's not. I don't think it's on any UK channel. I think it's on DAZN if you're in America. No, ESPN if you're in the States, and DAZN if you're on Canada. But not, once again, English football not on TV in England. It's a very big pet hate of mine that we have the Premier League and you can't watch all the games, even though you've got Amazon, BT, Sky all charging you to watch, one game of a weekend. That drives me up the wall. Genesis, but thank you, Connor Williams, for speak Portuguese. I'm trying. I do know Bora. I've had a quick translate. Bora means let's go. So Bora. I do know that one. Can you blame James' boring lifestyle? The fact that he chose England is bizarre. No, I said a couple of weeks ago that I thought he'd go to another, capital. And then I made the mistake of saying Milan. But like Paris, Milan, big major cities. I know Milan's not the capital, but big cities that got a bit of vibrant life. Not Liverpool's a great city though. I go out in Liverpool all the time. It's fantastic. But James Rodriguez was probably thinking Milan, Paris, Madrid. So I can't see that. But apparently he likes the beach. He likes Crosby. He was taking pictures at the beach a couple of weeks ago. Rob Fulton's put, I think it'll be 4-0 to us tonight. Moyes Keane score 2. I hope so, mate. I really do hope so. That'd be good for Moyes and us. Eugene's put, Everton goalkeeper departs on loan. Yeah, Virginia's gone. There is an option to buy, which is a bit strange for me because I got the impression he was a very highly rated youngster at Arsenal. I think that's where we got him from. And that he was quite highly rated at us as well. So, that one does shock me that there's an option to buy in it. I mean, they might not do that, but you never know. You never know, do you? JJ727, like I said, I can't advertise how you might watch it. I'm just going to say you can Google it and you'll probably find it. But I can't advertise it or anything because it's not legal. Thoughts on Thierry Small leaving Everton, going to Southampton this summer transfer window? That's from Eugene. I think it's weird that he's left us. I think it's weird, but then I don't think it's weird. I don't think it's the move he was hoping for. Apparently, he was a Villa fan, supposedly, but maybe he was hoping for a slightly bigger club than Southampton. But I can see a lot of logic in him going there. They've got their fullbacks are obviously new, that Perand. He will probably play as the second, but I think he will get games at Southampton. And Southampton have a very good reputation for playing with their youth. And I mean this in no disrespect to them, but I don't think they're going to be spending a lot of money or bringing in many more players this summer. So they will, have to rely on that. On a free transfer, I think he could end up being quite a good deal for Southampton. They might just they're going to have to play the $5 million compensation but he could end up being an all right one. And I think for him, he's seen that he will get game time because at the minute he's behind Nkunku as well, playing in our youth system, and I don't think he was hoping for that. I think he was hoping for at least on the fringes of first team football. Mitchell Smith's but had enough of Hammer, sell him, get backup striker or right back, free a lot of wages. He's good, but he's not that good. Yeah, I feel like a lot of fans were on his side, and then the Twitch thing's just gone and completely ruined it. You know, I think that's the case for what's happened with him. But Inky's, guys, don't forget, if you could like the stream, that'd be massively appreciated. I'd really appreciate that. Everyone at the channel would also appreciate that. Thank you. Inky's put, we are linked with Vlasic, so is West Ham. I saw West Ham were today. Moyes going in for Vlasic. Vlasic is he's a good player, but depending on how much it cost, he's a good player. I don't think we will end up getting him. To be fair, I don't think we will push strong enough for him. I think he'll go to West Ham, and I think he could be quite good under David Moyes. I think West Ham could get him playing. No Man U wanted him. He wants games from where we. Oh, is that Thierry Small? Oh, United wanted him, but he wanted first team football. Well, turning down United is a bit of a shocking one for me. But it's good he wants first team football. I see plenty of players go to clubs. No, they won't get games, but will take a wage. So that's good in one way. It is a shame he didn't want to do it for us, though, because I feel like he was a very high-rated youngster. And I'd have liked to see him break into the team a little bit more. But I think Southampton will be a good match for him, to be honest. He will get first-team football there. Probably not start, but he will get, he'll be a backup. Which, bearing in mind his age, is probably, unless he was going to play lower down the leagues, he was never going to start at week in, week out at his age for a Premier League club. Fulton's put Smalls a disgrace, took a downward step to warm Southampton's bench. I think he just looks at it like he's more than likely going to get games there than he is for us, at the current minute, which I can see, but it is a shame that he's decided to. How he's gone about leaving with the contract and stuff isn't great at all. I don't, it's a tough one. Only time will tell if we've lost out or not, because we'll get 5 million compensation supposedly, which means more money in as well. But only time can tell if we've missed out on a player or not. It's one of those with young players. Only time will tell. Wormy's put could have just signed a contract, got loaned to them or whatever, got a massive head. Good luck to him. It worked for Sancho. Yeah, he could have just signed he could have just signed a contract and gone out on loan. I don't know why he was so opposed to going out on loan. I think that would have been the best thing for him if he's this hell bent on first team football. Inky's put CSK want 38 million for Vlasic. I can't see us spending that on him. I can't see West Ham spending any money on him either, to be fair. West Ham are another club that don't spend a lot. Mitchell's put we should have kept Vlasic. I think now he's the move. We should just move past it and look somewhere else. Yeah, I possibly could have kept him. I think is it his sister kept. I think his sister and his family got involved, and there was matters of every time he wasn't picked, they were moaning on social media and stuff, saying he should be. Which isn't a great look, is it? But I thought at the time he's another one with a lot of potential, but I think we're probably past the move. I can't see us going for it. Rob's put Green from Belfast. Keep up the good work. Connor, really enjoy your videos. Cheers, mate. Really appreciate that. And greetings to you as well in Belfast. Thanks for the support, mate. Really appreciate that. Eugene's put, do you think Everton will do any more business? It's next Tuesday, transfer deadline day on Sky Sports News. I do. I think we will get rid of players this week and we will make moves. I hope it works down to Everton have the players in place. They have their targets. They have ideal fees agreed. And they're just saying, just hold on. And it'll be like one sale will bang, catalyst. Everyone comes back in. I feel like it could be a day, though, where we're watching deadline day and a couple of transfers coming on deadline day, which, makes it a bit more exciting for, as an Everton fan, it makes it more exciting. Kinney S, a couple of people, if you scroll higher up, have put how you could watch the game if you wanted to, mate. Testicles put warming up takes place in 11 minutes to kick off. Come on, you Blues. Yeah, don't worry. We will end the stream before the kickoff. So that if any of you are watching it, you can go watch it. Bye Ham Eggs has put, I think Thierry Small is a bit of an idiot. I mean, it's again, time will tell. He might not get games at Southampton. I feel like he slightly will. But like Wormy said, he could have gone out on loan if his first team football was what's, make or break. Wormy's put West Ham ain't paying 25 for Lingard. No, yeah, I can't see West Ham spending that type of money either. I've got a friend who's a West Ham fan, and he's constantly saying how they just don't spend money. James to start football. Campos, but James to start co. James isn't starting today, mate, and I don't think he'll be starting anytime soon. Mitchell Smith, but what's your opinions on Andre Gomez? Do you think we should keep or sell? I personally would be up for selling him. I would be up for selling James. Andre Gomez, I'd be up for selling both of them. But I don't think anyone wants to buy him. I think I've heard that his wages are a bit putting people off. I think we tried to get Sporting and Benfica to buy him, and they weren't interested. I would be open to selling him, though, mate. I don't think he suits Benitez's style of play. When he's put James to start a team deathmatch on Warzone, he does love Warzone, doesn't he? Vlasic's sister was an Olympic pole vaulter for Croatia from Inky. Yeah, apparently his family are very sport orientated and very good. I have read that his sister's a pole vaulter and Olympian. Apparently his whole family are quite sport. His parents really did push sport on them as youngsters. They're quite a sporty family. I had done some read some research into him. What do you think of Keane starting tonight, mate? And do you think he'll want to stay? That's from Alfie Coll. I think it's good to get him some games. I feel like we could have done with a bit more on the bench in case it does go a bit wrong. But he's a good player. I think it's good for him. I think it'll do his confidence good. It'll be interesting to see his attitude as well, because that's the thing that people sort of have as a criticism for is his attitude. You can't hide your attitude from TV cameras and the way you play. You know if a player's up for it, he runs more, he works harder. So I think that'll be one thing people are going to watch out for tonight, is his style of play, his attitude in play. James Bingley's put, we shouldn't be calling for kids wanting to move away. We shouldn't be calling kids for wanting to move away from the club. If he feels like the next step in life is first team footy and isn't getting away, he's within his rights. James Bringley. I mean, that's why I was saying I can understand why he's going. I'd liked him to sign a contract and gone out on loan. But Southampton's I can't express this enough. I think Southampton is a really good move for him if that's how he wants to, if he wants first team football and to progress. Southampton will do that. So I think the move is really good. And Hassan Hootel I quite like as a manager as well. I like the intensity they try and play with. I think it's a good move for him. I mean, it's a bit disappointing on our end, but I think it's a good move. Miles has put high jumper. Is she a high jumper? I have heard his family are quite sports orientated. Nikolai Vlasic is. Wormy's put Keane is staying. Looks so get him some game time and goals at least. Yeah, I mean he's gonna play, and I really am excited to see him play. I'm excited to see him and Shabam play, just because we don't see an awful lot of them all of the time. Inky's put Vazic's mum wasn't sporty. She was a footballer who spent 14 years on the bench for a Croatian club made for farmers and board bankers. I mean, I guess you could say though she's a footballer, she's still sporty. Whether she got game time or not, she still has an interest in the sport. But Football Capo has put James is the best toffee. Is easily Toffee's best on his day. He's a very good player, mate. You can't underestimate. She was also a cross country. That's the one I'd heard. I'd heard she's a cross country skier. That's the one I'd heard she was. I mean, they've got an interesting sport though. For football, Capo. I mean. James is very good. The talent is, you can't question the talent. I'm not going to say he's not very good because he is. But I don't think it's just Benitez's comments. I think it's 6 of one, half a dozen the other. You don't go on Twitch and say that you don't know who your club's facing and talk the way he has done when he's streaming about the club. If you're, you know, but I mean, James Brinkley's put, wasn't the Rodriguez thing taken out of context, by the way? Thought it was an out of context clip taken about Everton, the player. Not that I mean, I can double check it, maybe, but I think I saw people on Twitter saying it was out of context, but I don't think it was. I think it was because a lot of media publications who speak Spanish as well, so not just English ones. They said that it was about the club, because I don't know why you talk about the player, because the player's Brazilian. If he's Colombian, I'd sort of get it. But a lot of Spanish outlets were also claiming it was about the club. So, I mean, if it is the club, and I think it is, because, like I said, there's a lot of media publications saying it, and then the Spanish as well. They're not. If it was English, I'd fully understand it. But apparently, the question was, who are Everton playing this weekend? And he said it. But either way, it doesn't look good. I think Twitch is such a dangerous thing to be on if you're going to talk about your club. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. I think he's going regardless, to be fair. But as a couple of you are leaving, I'm also going to leave you now so you can go watch the game. I think he's just put there, he was asked after asking, will he play for us again? It's not a great look for him. But I'm going to go so you guys can watch the game. Don't forget to like the stream. We really appreciate it on the channel. We appreciate the support. And I want to say thank you to you all in the chat who've been messaging. It's been great chatting with you. And don't forget to like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not as well. We've got more Everton content coming out all season. If you're looking for your new Everton kits, you can buy them from Everton Direct. Link in the description. Massively helps out the channel as well, so we appreciate that. And hopefully Everton win. Come on, you Blues. Let's get into Huddersfield. And see you